Hey, what's up, guys? Just sliding through with another update. Just kind of wanted to go over a few things. Moved back in with my parents, so I got on good terms with them. Kind of a disappointing moment in my life as well. Just knowing that I had to move back in. I don't know if anybody else ever feels that way, but it is the situation it is now, so I can start paying off these debts. So this is probably the quickest way to go about it. I figure out the amount that I make working, the hours that I'm working, and working a little over 40 hours a week, and at the rate that I make, 30,000, I should be able to pay it all off here in about 3 years, or at least get caught up. And that's not including the shit that happens, car expenses, health expense, the shit that's going to happen along the way. So this is 3 years to get caught up with my current debt, living with my parents. So if I wasn't living, it would take even longer. So this is probably the best decision I can make at this point, despite how unmanly it may seem. It's kind of just the way it is. So just considering that. So I just wanted to go over one other thing here. I saw apparently there's a forum and a bunch of people out there, that are attacking Big Boss Calvin and Jamil and Savvy Guy. Well, I only saw Savvy Guy a couple times. It was mainly Kent and Big Boss Calvin. I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on the whole True Force loneliness and kind of my experience with it, and kind of give you guys a background of where I come from and what's going on with that. So I don't necessarily come from a poor family, rather, but unlike Infinite, because I really feel for that guy, because he's struggling with living in a I want to say less nicer area than I live in currently. Even when I was living by myself, it wasn't that bad of an area. But I grew up in I want to say a lower middle class home, not like fancy or anything, nothing fancy, but enough to get by with and not have to take the bus and walk everywhere and do all that. So I've been fortunate in that aspect of my life. As far as with girls and stuff, you guys already know my luck with girls is just god awful. I think the thing with True Force loneliness, for me, my experience with it is, I believe it's real, of course, but you have those naysayers and shit that don't believe it's real. But those are the guys that don't have any trouble getting girls, so they can't possibly comprehend what it is like to step in your mind and see it how it is from your eyes, because we're all born differently with different personalities. And some of us, I guess I thought it was just me for the longest time. I spent 26 years of my life, almost 27, not realizing I wasn't the only one feeling this way. Well, why can't I get a girl, despite going to these bars and clubs and shit where I don't even feel at home, but I'm just trying to get out there and meet people. So it's just been a constant struggle ever since I graduated high school. Even in high school, I was pretty shy, so I don't really count those years, because I wasn't really trying back then, mainly due to because I was shy. Excuse me, because I was shy. And I was only 4'11" in high school, from freshman year all the way up to about damn near the end of senior year. Started to hit a growth spurt, and I only made it up to about 5'6" on my after graduation. So even then, I was still pretty short. So, but yeah, I spent most of my years as 4'11", so I already knew girls. Like Kent says, girls, they just don't like short guys. So I really feel the dude on that one. But I think that was a lot of why I didn't even approach women back then, because it also back then it just wasn't on my mind as much. It's kind of just showing up to school and just doing the bare minimum and getting by. Didn't really give a fuck about a whole lot of shit. Just wanted to come home and play video games. So I get into college, and most of these people that say, true force loneliness is real, are saying, you need to go out and get an education and get a nice car and get these nice things. But me, I've driven a nice car. I consider it nice, but like I actually got I have 2 degrees. You guys can vouch for me on that, because I ripped them up, and you guys remember that video. So, but yeah, I actually have 2 degrees. Well, I guess one is more of like a certificate, and the other one's an actual degree. So, but still, I have a certificate and a degree. So I'm about to get another degree on top of all that, and a couple certs. So these guys, telling me and a lot of other people who are living true force loneliness to go out and get an education. Well, some of us actually have, and as you can tell, I'm living with my parents, and I'm still, stuck where I'm at, despite applying for at least 2 jobs a week, at least 2 jobs a week, trying to improve the situation. But it's funny, because the same set of skills that you need to get women, or the same personality that you need to have to get women, because skills, I believe you have to have skills in order to get women and jobs. It's kind of like the interview. It's the same for getting a job. You gotta have a certain set of skills, but I also believe it's also a personality and charisma, something that you're born with, that your genetics defines your personality, and your skill set. Your personality is kind of like this, and your skill set, if you depend on if you work on it, can improve it just a little bit, or if you don't work on it, it can go down a little bit too. So, but a lot of it is just who you're born with who you are, and being who I am, kind of timid, not really social, kind of not really, I guess. I'm kind of timid, but not in the sense that I won't tell somebody to fuck off if I feel they need to fuck off. But just kind of nervousness, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Being nervous in social situations, because motherfuckers ain't gonna be feeling you anyway. So you already know how it is before you even go in there. And sometimes I don't even think that way, and then it just comes out that way. So through repeated outcomes of the same shit with jobs and women, failure after failure, you just develop the mindset, because then you don't even bother going out and chase. That's why we don't even bother going out and chasing women now, is because we've failed so many fucking times. It's like, why even fucking waste energy and time and money going out to experience the same thing? It's just redundant. So I kind of, with that education thing, telling me I need to get an education. Well, I actually already have an education and nothing. So I have a job, I have a ride, despite having to move back in with my parents. So this is going to be a setback. So I can definitely see how a girl wouldn't want to be with me here. But there's girls that wouldn't date me that are also living with their parents. So I don't know what that's all about, but it's whatever. No judgment. Another thing is, they want to say, I blame the women for not wanting to date me. That's their choice to date me. I don't give a fuck if girls want to date me. I get frustrated, one, being born the way I am. So it's just the way I was born. So I'm kind of frustrated at the situation the way it is. Two, because you can't make anybody like you. So you being the way you are, people they don't like you. What do? Nobody wants to hang out with you. Can't get girlfriends. Nobody wants to fuck with you. Because you can't change your personality. It's something you're born with. So it's just a constant struggle from there on out, because like a lot of the guys are telling you, you can't make somebody like you, so you're just stuck in this loop where nobody fucking wants to fuck with you because you are who you are. But yet it's just kind of like mad at the situation, because you didn't want to be born this way, but I mean it is the way it is, so you just kind of fucked in that regard. As far as like me being broke as shit, that spawns from the medical debt. See, my parents, they're not wealthy by any means, but they have enough to get by, enough to not be in debt and sustain. My thing is, when I was 23, I was working out 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, solid, for at least a year. So from 22 to 23, because I wasn't going to spend the majority of my 20s, looking like ass. So I decided, I'm going to get in the gym, work out, and this wasn't even to get girls. This was just something I wanted to do personally. So I did that. 23, I came down with liver issues. Ironic, huh? You're trying to get healthy and you come down with medical issues. So I'm looking at that, and I spent 2 months, 60 days, a little bit over 60 days, 63 days about, in the hospital. So, and they provided the food. I went through an MRI, an ultrasound, a radiology test, a CAT scan, just 3 endoscopes and a liver biopsy before they transferred me over to another hospital, because they couldn't figure out what's wrong. I'm sitting here yellow as fuck with liver issues, bile ducts clogged up, and dying here. Or well, I would have died, that's what they said, but I came in before it got really bad. But almost died, recovered from that, and it really took like a full year before I could even get back to even functioning, because like when your liver fucks up, man, that's some serious, like, y'all need to take care of y'all's livers, because when that shit fucks up, man, that is some, like, you get itchy, like you can't sleep. It's just, it's horrible. Sorry about that. I had to pause the video there. My dad is wanting something, so, but anyway, I just kind of wanted to go over my liver issues and explain, how that medical debt came about. So, altogether, that's about a third of the debt, $10,000. So the next portion comes in, I get another job after I'm filling up to par, not itching every freaking 5 seconds. Then after that, I get a job, start trying to be a productive citizen in society. I went to school, finished my degree. Of course, that set me back, being in a hospital, not being able to go to school for that full year. So that really fucked me off. Got my degree, got a job in the technical field pertaining to the degree, to kind of Now, mind you, it was only like, you know, I want to say, I forget how much they paid me, about $10 an hour. But it was better than, you know, getting a foot in the door than not having anything. Which is ironic, you know, getting my foot in the door and I'm working for a little bit more, but not a significant amount to really make a difference. So getting my foot in the door for what it was worth, you know, I mean, I guess at least I can get a job in that field still, so there's that. But it didn't really help me progress too much. But anyway, started being got a full-time job, started being productive again, and back then, you know, being 23 and then getting the liver thing, and then 24 came around, got a job. I started getting to the PUA scene because I'm like, hey, I'm 24 and I haven't had sex yet, haven't minimal experience with girls, so I probably need to, you know, if I plan on getting married and all this shit in the future, I probably need to focus on that. So I started going to these seminars, picking up PUA books, trying to get out and meet women. And this is the bulk of my rejection period. Despite, you know, being 21 and 22, I did go out, but I mainly just stayed home, played video games when I was a little bit younger. It wasn't really till I hit 24 that I started going out and actually trying to get a girlfriend. Like, you know, there's a difference between, you know, trying and then trying. And at 24, man, I was trying, you know, and it just wasn't happening. Like, didn't matter who I approach, and I think it spawns from, you know, being in high school, not having too many friends. Not building up them social skills, even though I did have a couple friends after high school that I hung out with on a regular basis. It just isn't the same as being around a lot of people at like parties and shit. But I developed some social skills, so it wasn't like I was completely on the end of the stick. And going to those PUA seminars and stuff and learning how to butter people up and stuff. So I did all that, and it just wasn't working. And then they say, you know, be yourself and stuff, but I was myself, and nobody wanted to hang out with me. And I'm not talking just about girls too. You know, I tried to hang out with guys, you know, increase my social network, but no girls, no guys, nobody was feeling me. And 24 was really where the true force of loneliness was. Like, it started to dawn on me, oh shit, I don't have any fucking friends or any sorry, I had to pause the video again. Parents, you know, it's gonna be a struggle trying to express myself with them coming in my room every 5 seconds. But you know, I'm gonna do my best. So of course they're gonna overhear me, but at this point, you know, as a younger, I didn't give. When I was younger, you know, I might have cared, but I just don't care anymore. Everybody's gonna have their fucking opinion. So anyway, back on track. True force loneliness. You know, I've been living it. It is real, and they want to blame things on me, you know, for my lack of education, which you guys know I have. Lack of, you know, a job, which you guys know I have. Lack of a place, which you guys know I had at one point while having a job and degrees. So they try to blame the guy, which is funny because they're starting to, you know, we're starting to have so many of us show up. So if it was the guy, then why aren't there fewer instances, I guess? So there's that. But yeah, it's just been a constant struggle after hitting 24. And it might even be because, you know, girls, you know, they think, oh, he's a virgin at so and so age, there's something wrong with this guy. But, you know, with my health, I can't really, you know, tell her my whole background in two seconds and let her know, you know, why it is the way it is. But these, and it's not even the girl's fault, because I can't really blame them for not being attracted to a virgin, because I see how everything's constructed and why they would think that way. So I can't really blame the girl for that. But there's two main things that come to mind here. You see the societal structure of everything and how it's even pitted against younger guys, as far as, like, you know, trying to get ahead in life and stuff. But also for me personally, it's been a struggle just on a medical level. Not necessarily because the system's, you know, pitted to fuck you over, because when you go and apply for jobs, there's you know, they want experience, and, you know, being young and stuff. It's just not something you have yet. Or even, you know, having a degree. I wish I would have known earlier experience is more important than degree, because I wouldn't even, when I got my degree, I would have just went straight into the career. I was dumb. I went to a field that was not pertaining to my degree, and then I got my degree, and then, because, you know, it's a struggle trying to make it, being broke and shit. But, like, me personally, I could have found a job, even if it was ass, in the field I'm in now, and had, what, 6-7 years of experience now plus a degree, and I could have got a decent paying job. But now it's kind of where I'm at, because I didn't know. Nobody told me. Nobody was there to teach me. Didn't have any fucking friends. And it's also the thing about true force loneliness is, you know, when you're not living it, you have a bunch of friends, you're able to get girls, so you can't really see how it is from our perspective, because these guys, they can get laid, they can go out and do this because they've done it before, so they have that success to draw from, even when they're getting through the failures. Guys like me and Savvy Guy and Infinite, it's just a you know, Big Boss Calvin, fucking Kent. We don't have any success to draw from. There's never been success in our lives as far as girls go. And you probably see a common theme amongst all of us. Probably, you know, working jobs that, you know, pay maybe a little bit more than minimum wage, but still hovering around that area. All just struggling to get through it. But, like, also we all have our differences. Like, those guys, they didn't have medical issues like I did, or at least not the same medical issues. I can't speak for them, but I'm sure they have their own struggles separate from mine. So, and that way we're individuals, but they want to treat it like we're the opposite of feminists, you know, which we're not, because I personally don't hate women. I just hate the situation I'm in and the way I was born, because it's like I was genetically born to not fit in. So it's just been a struggle ever since. And you see this even when older people will get this too. When you graduate and you go into the work field and you see the work field, this is why I'm not getting a job promotion, is because I don't fit. I just don't fit in. And in order to get promotions, it's kind of like high school. It's all political. And you see this at every job you go to or anywhere. It's a constant struggle to move up unless you know somebody, ironically. So social skills are good to have, but a lot of it is just based on who you are as a character, as a person, as a personality, you know, what you're born with. So some of us, and this is my own theory, I speak for myself, I think genetics have a lot to do with where you're going to end up in life. As far as, like, I mean, you have your choices and the things you do, you have some influence, but a lot of it is you can only influence it so much from where your genetics are going to take you. And a lot of guys live in true force loneliness. It's just a struggle, you know. And I'm there with, you know, I've been living it, so it's been a constant struggle for me to understand how it is. And I think a lot of it is, you know, there's a society we live in, not necessarily there's anyone to blame, it's just the structure of the system. And you take a look back and you wake up and you're like, oh wow, people are programmed to think I'm a loser because I, you know, don't drink or smoke weed or, you know, do X or do all this shit that we know is bad for us, but people are still continuing to indulge in it. If you don't do it, you're a loser, and all this and that. Then you grow up and you realize it's a bunch of bullshit, but by that time you haven't had any social networkings and stuff, so you just never fit in ever. So I think that has a lot to do with just the way things are constructed. So, and a lot of what Savvy Guy was saying was you know, once somebody, you know, marks you as a loser or puts an X, and I don't think this just applies for girls, although in the dating scene, if a girl does see you as a loser or puts that, like he said, as in his words, like that X on your head, or that, I forget, he said red X, or anyway, once she puts that label on you, you can't change their mind about that. That's something that's you're stuck with, and that's part of the construct. Is people, you know, is labeling you and all this other shit. And I don't think there's like some big old like, oh, we need to impress men and all this. There's nobody controlling it. It's just kind of the way shit is structured. If that makes sense. It's kind of naturally structured to fuck guys like me and, you know, the rest of the people. But it is the way it is. You know, I wish I wasn't born this way. If I could be somebody else, I definitely would opt in for that. But unfortunately, I'm just kind of stuck where I'm at. And they say, oh, it's your own damn fault. You know, you ain't doing enough. But they don't know the struggle that I've been through. They can talk all the shit they want, but until they can step in my mind and just understand shit from my eyes, they can talk all the shit they want, but it ain't gonna mean anything. Like, this is what it is. Like, I've been living it. Just girls just aren't attracted to me. I'm having no luck, man. There's absolutely no girls attracted to me. And at this point in my life, I could say if I met every girl in the world, I still wouldn't find a mate, just because I am the way I am. It's the way my genetics was made, and I can't control that. So I'm trying to take a different path and learn how to accept it. You know, how to accept not being wanted by anybody. I'm sure a lot of y'all watching my videos, you know, you watch my videos, and y'all would probably hang out with me, but y'all live pretty far away. And my plan is, eventually I'm just going to leave the United States, because this whole Western society, man, it's so fucked up. I just can't stay here, man. And that's what a lot of TFLers, they see this and they kind of agree with me. They just want to get the fuck out of here. So, but yeah, I'm back with my parents. Got all my shit, or a lot of my shit, moved in. I actually have a dresser now, my parents, and a bed frame. So that's cool. Kind of as far as furniture goes, it was an upgrade, but it's kind of a downgrade, because like anytime you have to move back in with your parents, it's just kind of like, because like, you know, I'm trying to do this video and they keep coming in here. I'm like, come on guys, damn, I'm trying to do my own shit. But like this is the situation I'm currently in, paying off my debts. This is the smartest move I can make. People are gonna say, yo, you know what, you're just a fucking loser moving back in with your parents. But me, I'm gonna get these debts paid off. so I can fucking move forward from that. But anyway, so that's my ideas on true force loneliness. I do believe it's real, but I don't blame anybody for it, except for the way the shit's constructed. You know, I wish I could find a girl that, you know, liked me for me. That would be cool. But unfortunately, just the way I am and the way my genetics was designed, it just, at this point, from here on out, man, it just ain't gonna happen. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just trying to accept that, and that's what I try to go out from here. I'm just trying to accept it. You know, I'm trying to hammer it in my mind and kind of like just focus on other things, like maybe getting my parents a retirement after I pay off my debts, or trying to, you know, change the world in another way or something. Because the things I want, you know, I wanted a family with kids and all that, but now that I see the thing for the way it is, and my genetics being the way they are, I mean, it's kind of sad or whatever, because, you know, I wanted that so bad at one point, and I couldn't have it. Now I'm just coming to the part, it's the accepting part that's the struggle, because that's just the way it is, I guess. So, but damn, I'm just gonna cut that off there, or cut it off here rather, and hopefully this will help give you guys some insight about why I've been, you know, struggling with girls, and you know, kind of my medical issues and stuff with my liver, which sometimes still acts up, but it's not as bad as it was, where I couldn't even move or get out of bed, man. That was a struggle. But alright, yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this video up. Thanks guys for tuning in, and I just kind of wanted to give y'all heart to heart with my background, and how all these guys are saying true force loneliness is real. You're stuck where you're at because, you know, the choices you made. But I think, you know, sometimes you could have made all the right choices and it still wouldn't have turned out the way that, you know, you thought it should have. And this is me signing out. See you guys later.